actually get those things and put it in any chair.
Mm-hmm.
Paul is live.
Paul is live?
Paul is live.
Who the hell's this Paul dude? So we're continuing Lewis's fix. That board did not work out of the ultrasonic. So now we're getting all muxed up. So these mucks, there's a debate going on whether these mucks have programming or not. They're supposed to be just regular digital devices. They're analog devices. They're not supposed to be any programming on them. But they don't seem to work. These are on older machines, but they don't seem to work with any of the newer machines. So they are listed in the schematic as a programmable device. But we're wondering, like, how is that possible? I don't know if it just has an address or something. So I am changing it, and the only way we can get them is take them off of a donor board. So I took mine off of this donor board here. Now we're going to reball this one to put it back. So you use the right amount of flux on it. I'm going to add some leaded solder. Smooth everything out. It's all nice and clean. They're all pretty flat. As Jessa would call them, puffy little pillows. I'm going to give it a little bit more flux. I'm going to spread it out. And we don't happen to have the actual stencil for these, so I'm going to just use a universal stencil. What I have here is a stencil for some old-ass RAM chip from like the 90s or some shit. But it happens to be the right size to go perfect. Let's tape that down. And there's our stencil. So now I'm going to take out my balls. Let me see if I can get this on screen. There we go. Gotta get my balls on screen. And just dump out some balls. That looks about enough.
You mean this with individual balls?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes. And you gotta take some very clean tweezers to handle these things, or it's very frustrating if you have anything on your tweezers. First I run my tweezers through my iron cleaner, and then I'm gonna run some alcohol over them. So even though the tweezers are completely clean, these balls will not just drop off of them. These weights that we're dealing with of this stuff, gravity doesn't have any effect on it. So the film of flux that I put down there is what actually gets them off the tweezers and into the hole. The flux is sticky. Nope. You don't really want one in an empty hole, because what happens a lot of times is there's nothing for it to stick to, so it might just jump out and combine with another one. So it looks like I showed too many balls. Now we're ready to melt them in place. Use your tweezers to hold down the stencil and just heat. From a nice far distance at first, slowly move in.
much do you pay for solder?
I'm still working on the little vial that I bought from eBay with all the sizes in it.
This gotta be a 3 or 5 year old. I'm zooming out in 30 hertz. It's so disgusting.
I love my 30 hertz monitor. There you go, freshly bald mucks.
Can you show the audience what killed it on the screen?
What kills all of these muxuses, muxi,
Mucks?
right there.
Your camera is very clear and sharp.
Considering I have the bad tube on this one, but I had to fiddle with it forever to get it to look good. So this large pin right here is the LCD backlight. It's the largest voltage you're going to find in a MacBook anywhere. And this little pin right here, that's all covered in charred plastic, is the data line that goes to that mux. So that data line's expecting to see 3.3 volts. And when this happened, all this charred stuff here, carbon is a resistor. So that most of, if not all of, the 40 volts that was going to the backlight went straight to that mux. So that mux probably saw like 30, 20 volts where it expects 3.3 volts. And that's why it is dead. So this screen might be able to be saved. We could take this this connector off of here and keep the screen.
Wouldn't the screen's data line have also seen 40 volts?
I don't know what's on the other side. Whatever's on the other side on the screen must be hardier because I've fixed these before and they've come out just fine.
How does my 5 volt crap look after ultrasonic under a microscope? I'm afraid to ask.
Now you changed the 5 volt regulator?
No, I mean the 5 volt by the screen.
Oh,
5
okay.
volt on the screen.
Hi, little sideways dude. Good thing you had a nub.
Is that dust or is that a
That's
wire?
hair.
Oh.
MacBook hair.
Is that even soldered to the capacitor though?
What, this?
Yeah, is that dirt on top or?
No, that was a little piece of wire
Ah,
that was hanging out there. It had a little tendril.
it's 5 volts to the screen.
Well, that should work.
That wire is doubled.
That should work. I'm going to wind up greening the hell out of it, though. And glue the inductor down with green and cover all this up and everything.
Thank you, Solomon, by the way. Very kind of you.
So the mux. To the mux.
Now,
To the mux.
Can you explain to the audience, because this is the thing that most people are going to get wrong, how do you deal with the fact that you need to apply a lot of heat on something right between a CPU and a GPU?
There's our little mux. There's our sissy little CPU. And there's our scrawny little GPU. And either one of them would love to have an excuse to just die. So, too much heat on either one of them would make one of them die. So the best way to do this, just control your air. You need a small nozzle, one that's not much bigger than the chip. And you need to aim the nozzle in at the chip and other things that don't mind getting heated. So this MOSFET, this coil, these coils over here, they're not going to really care about getting hot. The MOSFETs are tough little devices. The coils, they don't care whatsoever. They're just coils of wire. But this, with all those little traces in the top there and everything, it just wants an excuse to kill itself. This thing here, this just wants to die. It's on a MacBook. It's saying, please kill me, but we're not going to kill it. We're going to let it suffer. So this is what we want to take off of here. So first thing we do is add the right amount of flux. We're going to heat it right along the edge, just blowing away from everything. So that's half of the job, taking off the bad mucks. And you can tell if you did a good job or not. This covering here, this is just little plastic covering, and it wrinkles up really easily when you get too much heat on it. So if this didn't melt up and wrinkle up, then you did good on this side. And this edge bonding here, it likes to separate from the board and separate from the chip if you get it too hot. So this is going to fail long before the chip does. So if this didn't start separating, it didn't start peeling up from the board, then you know you did good on that too. That you kept the heat away from those chips. You found it in Chinese? Oh, that's awesome.
How do you change the sound? You hold down the button?
I don't know. You were playing with that, not me. I love it. That's awesome. Why did you send him that? Okay, so I'm going to take some leaded solder, clean off my tip, add some leaded solder to my tip, wipe this all up with some leaded solder. Then I'm going to take some wick, just suck up all the rest of the solder. I want nice flat pads on this side. I missed a pad. Always clean up your flux as you go. For such a simple little job like this, you don't want to have to put this thing through the ultrasonic cleaner. It's just an extra step, an extra hour worth of work that can be avoided by just cleaning up as you go. Let's get that last pad flat. So what, I have to work slow enough that I don't set it off? Is that what it is? Because these things have a motion threshold where if you just move really slow, it'll never see your motion. Put the right amount of flux right in the middle.
What?
I'm going to take our new chip. Oh, I moved too fast. remember the orientation.
Great.
Hello, welcome. Hello, welcome.
I'm going to open up Paul Daniels' software here, Flex Board View.
Hello, welcome.
So upper right-hand corner is pin 1. Oh my god, I'm going to kill you.
Hello, welcome.
Off. I'm going to steal all the batteries. Okay, I placed it right to begin with. Thought it was like that, but I need to make sure. So you push down on it in the center, you try to move it around, and it should move no more than 1 ball, because it might be scratching around on the pads, and that's it. So now we do the same thing we did to take it off, only it's going to melt a lot easier than when we took it off, because now we have leaded balls on there. So first what I like to do is heat it up, so you see the flux start coming out the sides, let it cool off, and now you can let it go. Now it's going to be temporarily held down there by the flux until it melts. And now next time we see it move, that's going to be the balls melting. Yep, there you go. Shake it into place, shake it, and we're good. So it's muxed. Now let me go get the test screen and we can see if this has image. It's hot. Put it in rapid cool. I has test screen. Okay.
Have you noticed this has 2 different on buttons? Off, on, off, on, off, on?
Yeah, what's the bottom on do?
Can you please go? Oh,
So it's only 2 chimes, right? Or wait.
yeah. I don't know how to change.
Hello, welcome. Hello, welcome.
I have no idea.
Hello, welcome. Hello, welcome.
I'm gonna put a hole through that speaker. Why did I put it back together whole? Oh my god, stop it. Finish this. Who stole my gun? Where's my gun? I only have my pea shooter.
What's that? This piece of shit. It's really good. That's my favorite one. I love it.
No. No. I hope all you headphone users are hearing that as loud and shrill as I am here, so you can experience the full joy that it is to have this stupid doorbell in the shop.
We have to hang that at the new place. Rip.
Rip.
It is sending 5 volts to the LCD. That's the strange thing. Not mux?
Must have not been the mux. That had to be the mux. Look at the condition of the screen cable. That had to be the mux. Are you using the machine's original screen cable?
No. Wait a second.
What screen cable is that? Cut that in half right now and throw it away. If that ruined this mux,
Oh, goddamn. It gives me back the screen cable. No way.
where's this heatsink?
Oh, that was such a U-break. I fixed it. Did I ruin the mux?
Probably that new mux that went on there burnt out with that.
Oh, piece of shit. I'm sorry, Paul.
Yeah, that's the mux pin.
Rip. I franchised.
New mux again.
I'm gonna take this home and put it next to my bed. I deserve it.
Every time you move. So now we're back to muxing again.
any 00165 donor boards with SMCs and stuff like that anymore or no?
Like 2. We could really use 00165s. We could really use 00165 SMCs. If you're ordering. Apparently I did not clean off my tweezers. Every ball sticking to my tweezers. I didn't clean them. Always clean your tweezers, even if you just clean them. Ugh, come on. Well, this one's just gonna fight with me now. Ugh. One jumped right up. That's because I didn't put fresh flux on it. Let's do that. Oh crap, I just pulled 2 out. This one's not going as well as the first one. Now I got a bunch that aren't sticking to their pads. That one, that one, that one, this one. Get over there. This one, this one, this one. You, over. Now. You think you're better than me? You think you're better than me? Mux.
I reused the bad video cable, so we had to replace it again. Wait, but you came to me and asked me for a video cable, no? And then I thought they let me put the new one back to you. Oh, shit. And then I had the old video cable there, and then you tested with the old video cable. No. I tested with the new video cable with the old one. Did you make that I want one with a bigger GB?
Yes.
What font is that for GB? That looks like some 1993 Coral.
I don't have updated fonts. Fonts are expensive.
You remember when you had to pay for them? I think you still do actually.
Oh, some of them.
Yeah.
There's a lot for free now. There's still one that is not stuck to its pad. Welcome to the Paul queue, everybody. This is what everything every day goes for me. Lewis gets machines that only need one capacitor removed. No, you son of a bitch. It's probably out of focus as hell on the monitor because I am out of focus as hell. Damn it, damn it, damn it, don't combine. Oh, son of a bitch. I ruined them all up here. Oh, god damn it. Start over.
The block come off?
Yeah, and then I ruined a bunch more, and yeah. Welcome to the Paul queue.
Sorry. How do you keep the balls from coming off when you remove the stencils?
The stencil's cool by the time I'm removing it.
Someone says this is appalling to you.
Damn right it is. I sincerely hope this is the last time I do this one. I'm searching my blue mat for more balls rather than dumping more out. But I'm coming up empty. How many more do I need? 2. Really can't find 2 more? 2. Can I get just 2? Just 2. Oh my god, just 2. Did that show up? Just 2. There's our reballed mux. Here's our mux board. Trim my wick. Okay, let's go over orientation for a minute. Clean this off so you can see it. So if this were the first time I was doing this, I forgot which way this chip goes on this board. So just about all chips have an orientation mark. There's been a few chips that we've run across in Apple components that do not. Very, 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 very few. This is a regular NXP chip, so it has an orientation mark. So you see it says NXP, and it has a dot there. That dot indicates where pin 1 is. Pin 1, the top right corner there. So now if we go over to our board view. Do you have my computer on yours?
Huh?
Do you have my computer on your input? No?
No.
Really? Oh yeah, I'm not splitting it.
I'll show you.
We used to.
We need that for
Because there was an argument over I placed the chip wrong.
what?
Yeah.
Why? All customers. Analysis 14. Schematic. Let's get schematic on screen. Everyone said hello.
Hello, welcome.
Okay, so what do we get? So we're.
Just placing the mucks.
What about
Orientation.
how do you tell orientation?
The hell kind of crap are you looking at?
Mux.
What color scheme is that?
Some Paul Daniels shit.
Why are pin 1 is red. Why do you have other pins being red?
Paul Daniels.
Yeah, you need to change back to the regular color scheme. I don't know what color scheme you're using. That's crazy. So you see pin 1. Now, pin 1 is in the bottom left-hand corner on the screen, but as you look and see, it's right near that capacitor. It's right near the mux. Zoom out on the screen a little bit. So there's the GPU to the right, the CPU to the left. I have the board upside down than that. So if you look at the board in the microscope, there's the GPU, there's the CPU. Here's that capacitor that's right next to pin 1. Everything there. So pin 1, with my little dot, goes in the top corner. Chips don't go the same way as one another. Pin 1 is over here. They don't go so that you can read them. They go so that pin 1 lines up with pin 1. Dance, and good.
Somebody named Strickland.
Strickland?
Propane.
Wait,
Strickland. Is he on Strickland propane?
probably. Strickland's the principal, or in Back to the Future. I don't know if it was a principal, assistant principal, something like that. Yeah,
Strickland propane.
that's the same thing?
Yeah.
Huh, propane. Damn it, Bobby. Alright then. Board's still warm.
Kicks you out of it. Why would you want this? Wait, actually, did you want to put it straight? What the hell is this crap?
Here's a lever for that.
Why would you want that? Because every time that I'm moving forward,
If you raise the desk, it would be a lot more comfortable.
You need a mattress. That's what you need.
Okay, time to try this again. With a good cable.
What if that screen is now burned out? And then the screen burns out the mux?
That's very possible. And we could go into a vicious cycle that will last months until somebody figures out something. We'll leave it for an L then. $5 volts, 20 volts. And it should turn off. Yep. And back on. And show me an Apple logo. I said, show me an Apple logo. Show me a question mark folder. Show me a login screen. Show me a middle finger on your screen, something. I mean, come on. Yes, sir, no, sir, fuck you, sir, something like that.
What if that's a bad test screen?
I just used this test screen last week, and it was fine. She's dead, Jim.
What a piece of pile of shit.
Yo, it's toasty in here. The box fan?
For cooling boards.
Yeah, no, board dryer, I know. Connect me with it out here, or?
Yeah. You just close the door on the wire.
No.
I'll save it for Anel. Anel could work on it.
I think Anel will be comfortable in this chair.
I think so.
Given that he can always grab yours.
No?
Hey, where's the... Can I put it on the thing that you had on?
Yeah. It's in the bathroom. What is that?
It has a DVD drive issue.
So what's
It's
it?
not booting properly. X1600 repair?
No. 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 Does that have a fluorescent backlight?
Yeah, this is for us CFL.
A fluorescent backlight. Nice.
That's the first MacBook I ever fixed. I
Rip.
fixed that when I was 2 years old. You got better cable? So you replaced the chip incorrectly? That's what he said?
No, I replaced it correctly. But I used this to test it with.
Are you still alive?
Yes. Alright then. Again, welcome to the poll queue. This is the shit that I deal with.
Mux?
Go muck yourself.
That was depressing.
Yes. Yes! Yes! Welcome to my queue. Yes. Yes.
So no
Yes.
image on external and internal.
Dead GPU.
So that was a dead GPU.
It's the only other thing it could be.
Reflow U8900? Replace GPU with
Wait,
Zelma.
you guys never tested external?
We did, but I don't know if the external is not supposed to work when the Mux is dead. Does the external not work as well, or does the external?
Most of
always
the-
works when the mux is dead.
Always or most of the time?
Most of the time.
Because I've seen once where changing the mux brought both back.
Really?
Yeah.
I've yet to see it. So.
I've only seen it once, so I don't know if I could trust if there's no external, it's definitely
If
dead.
there's no external, I always say just like scrape it.
Yeah. Then there's just no point in putting all the work in.
But then you still did it?
Yeah. Twice. Always clean up your bench between jobs. Put all your tools back so you know where they are when you start the new job. Throw away the garbage.
That's really depressing. At least now we know next time.
Chances are these muxes are good.
What if all the Muxes were bad?
That's a good chance too.
Where would you go to buy the milk?
Store.rob. Wait, no. iPad rehab slash no.
I want to try buying that chip out Mouser and using it on a board that we know works, just to determine if that is the case.
That's available on Mouser.
Yeah.
It's just it's not programmed supposedly.
That's the thing. It's supposed to be an analog chip without program.
But in the spec sheet it says it's a programmable device. Anel says go to apple.com and you can buy a mux.
Rip stream.
Rip stream. Stream dead?
Yeah, that was it. Much compressing.
Very much.